Hi, I'm Dorothy White with the Nelson County Foundation, and I have some guests here with me today, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the Nelson County Schools Early Learning Center. So, Miss Holly?
Yes, my name is Holly Walker, and I'm the principal of the Nelson County Early Learning Center, which is part of the Nelson County Public School System, and we service students the moment they turn 3 until they are ready to leave for kindergarten.
And I'm Anne Marie Williams, and I'm the Director of Elementary and Preschool for the Nelson County Schools.
Okay, great. Well, we're excited to have you here today. I know we have a wonderful spring registration that's coming up here very soon. It's going to be here before we know it, and that is April 27th. And so either of you would like to, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, April 27th is our great big spring registration day, and this day is for students who have never enrolled with us before. You will come anytime between 8 and 4. If you would like to make an appointment, we will take one, and you can call our school, 502-350-3914. All students who enter preschool will be screened. That's a state regulation. So that day we'll have a screening in all of the different areas. We'll also have popcorn and drinks, and we're working on a few extra surprises for students and families. Expect to take about an hour to an hour and a half for your visit while you're there. We will have a comfortable place for the parents to sit and interact while they're waiting on their children to finish.
Okay.
And the big thing about this year is we've got a few changes coming about. At the preschool, we're going to be offering an extended period of instruction for 3 hours and 15 minutes. We have an AM session and a PM session, and then our childcare facility is located in the same location. So if you would like to have a wraparound childcare program, we offer that as well. It is open until 6 p.m. It's open in the morning at 6 a.m. and from 6 p.m. in the evening. If you would like to place your child on the bus and use bus transportation, we can bus your child from your home to the childcare in the morning or preschool, and then we will transition them midday and then put them back on the bus and send them back home to you in the afternoon.
That sounds really good. Now, can you tell them again where the Early Learning Center is located? Because I think that's a real central location. I know when the board office was there, it was just really convenient for folks to get in and out. And just tell a little bit about that location and how much it's grown.
Sure. When I'm giving parents directions, I let them know we're across the street from Busick Lumber,
and everybody
right down the street from
is.
Dairy Queen, and behind West Banco. We don't have signage right out there on 245, but we are not hard to find at all. Our address is 1200 Cardinal Drive. Once again, you can call us and set up a tour, find out anything you want to know about our school. Currently, we have 8 classrooms. Each classroom maxes out at 20 students. And then there's one state certified teacher in every class with an instructional assistant as well. And our main goal is to get kids ready for kindergarten. Kindergarten is a really big deal nowadays.
It is.
And there's a lot of information that those little people have to be prepared to present when they go to that first month of kindergarten to those teachers to let them know that they are ready for school.
Absolutely.
And I encourage you, if you've not visited the preschool, you should. The building has been renovated, and actually there are many parts that's been added on. It's a great big facility, wonderful indoor gym, outdoor play area. We have new furniture. It has a new cafeteria with its own little mini serving line that I love, that I think is really cute. Children have an open atmosphere. They are incorporating the Leader in Me curriculum by Stephen Covey, and they have the creative curriculum as well. So if you've not had an opportunity to visit the building, I really encourage you to do so. It's a really neat place to visit.
Yes, we love to give tours.
And even beyond your teachers, you have a lot of volunteers that work there as well, or students even that help.
We do. We have students from Nelson County High School this year, and they're a huge asset to us. They're wonderful young ladies. One of them just got her certification to be Childcare certified.
Oh, okay.
So she's super excited about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. And I know too that you've been rated 5 stars. Kind of explain to that what people mean. I mean, they know on Amazon or something like that. If they see 5 stars, I don't know about you, but I feel a little bit better about it. This is an item that you maybe have not seen, felt, touched, and if you know it's 5 stars, you know it's good. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that rating and how that was accomplished?
So the state devised criteria for all childcare and preschool in the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
And childcare's are still also rated and can go up to 5 stars. Public schools automatically start at 3 stars. So we did the extra effort, basically, so that we would earn the 5-star rating. We had to submit documentation, prove that we had done statewide trainings. They wanted to make sure that we were involved with early childhood organizations throughout the United States. And we did a lot of extra things that we were already doing, but we just had to show the documentation that we were to receive that 5-star rating. So we're pretty proud of that.
And tell me a little bit about the child care itself. This is the wraparound. To me, that would be very convenient for a parent that's going to work, early in the morning or earlier, 7, 8 o'clock, and they can drop their child off or have their child, ride the bus to your facility.
Brenda Hickman is our director over the child care, and she is open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And even when school is closed, maybe for snow or for weather-related events, child care usually remains open, so that's a convenience for parents. You can drop off in the morning, or like I said, next year we're offering bus transportation for child care. They receive a meal as well in child care, and a snack, and a nap, which is very important. I like to take my nap daily. This year they will receive training as well in the creative curriculum. So if they attend preschool in the morning and say have childcare in the afternoon, they'll get sort of a double dose of the curriculum, so that will even enhance their kindergarten readiness. They are 5-star rated as well, so they were able to go through more trainings and steps as well to make sure that they get that elite rating, so that we provide the very best of the best child care. They also cap out, they have 2 adults in their classrooms as well. So is there a cap size in the classrooms? We do have student workers that help from the various high schools in those classrooms as well. So there's a lot of interaction, social interaction, center time. Like I said, even the meal time, adults sit down with the children and eat with them. So it's just a very family oriented, both in child care and in the preschool environment.
And we're really big on our community as well. So at the preschool, we do things to involve the high schools where these students will be eventually attending. At Halloween, we trick or treat at the high school that they'll be going to. And then as they exit us and go to kindergarten, we have graduation at the high schools for our students.
I didn't realize
so we
that.
really like to bring in our community, whether it be our high school students or us go visit them and do those kind of things. And on the child care, this child care runs like any other in our community. It's open all year round. So it runs through the summer and through Christmas and spring break and all of those things. So this is not just a school child care. It runs all the time for families.
Okay.
And this year, actually, we have a reduced rate. We're very proud that we're able to offer this child care opportunity for families at a reduced cost of $50 a week. And so that's, I think, phenomenal. I know that child care for most children across the district or even across the state, you can't find child care for $50 a week anywhere.
Well, and not only that, but the excellent care that they would be receiving. And it's not just child care. Look at all the things that you have to offer while they're there. And I saw a really nice playground when I was there. I know that really caught my attention, because you just have everything for this child to enjoy themselves. So they have some indoor and outdoor opportunities. So.
Yes, rain or shine.
We
get to play and learn.
Okay. And then also, when they come to the spring registration, what do they need to bring for their child? The first time they're coming, they're just walking in the door.
The most important thing to bring is their child. We have to have the child. We have had parents show up without the children.
Okay.
Just thinking they were going to fill out paperwork.
Oh, okay.
If they have a birth certificate, shot records, a recent physical, and proof of address, that would be fantastic to go ahead and bring those documents to the registration.
Okay.
If they don't, they can turn those in on the first day of school. Children will need an eye exam by January of their first year, so my suggestion is book that Walmart Vision Center over the summer and get it finished.
Yeah.
So, but that's really all they need to bring.
Okay. And I know some of the programs that we've worked, we have just recently partnered with the Nelson County Schools Foundation. We're very proud to have that be a part of what we're trying to accomplish, because obviously it's important when they're in high school and we're ushering them out the door, but coming in as well. Even more important, probably those first couple years. Can you just tell us a little bit, something about just what that child is expected to learn while they're there?
Well, what we've learned over the last few years, just in education in general, is that the first 1,000 days of our lives are probably the most important that we ever experience. And that's when our brain is making those neuron pathways and all of that electricity is going on. And so the more language that a child receives in that first 3 years will make the biggest difference in their lives. And so we know in preschool we have an amazing ability to eliminate that gap of learning that students might have by the time they get to 3rd grade. So we have a huge gift to offer to our families and to our students by getting them ready for kindergarten. Language, like I said, is huge. We stopped being quiet in the hallways. Now we teach the expectation of an inside voice instead of silence, because they need to be talking all the time. They're going to learn their letters. They're going to learn the sounds of those letters. They're going to learn their name, their address. We ask them what their age is instead of how old they are, because that
They can't just do fingers?
They can't just do fingers, no. Then they have to say the alphabet without singing it, which is a challenge for all of us.
I know.
Because it's a song.
Because that's the way we were taught. That's the way we were taught.
They do learn numbers and one-to-one correspondence. So
we also learn gross motor skills.
Oh,
so
yes,
we work
gross motor
about standing on one foot, maybe skip, hop, being able to walk forwards or backwards. So we do work on gross motor, hand and eye coordination, starting to not only write their name, but maybe making a shape or drawing using that pencil. I think social skills is a big thing that they learn in preschool. Like I said, when they sit down to eat at the table, they don't just, the teacher doesn't walk away. They sit down at the table and they eat with them. So they learn how to, maneuver some of the things, just like opening their milk or taking care of their own little plate, those kinds of things. But their manners, what to do with the napkin, how to use the fork, how to use a cup. I know the other day I saw a student in there, they had pitchers of water and they were learning how to pour their own water in a cup and those kinds of things. Things that we want them to be independent to a certain point, not too independent. I know parents don't want their little babies to grow up too fast, but there are certain skills that we want them to learn how to be able to do and be ready for kindergarten, and they have that opportunity in preschool. But it's not all academics in preschool, and I don't want parents to think like, oh no, they're just there to learn.
Right.
How we embed all this learning that Ms. Holly has spoken about is through centers. And so they have about
60 minutes.
60 minutes of 11 different centers. So they have like an art center and a science center and a writing center and a block center and math centers and fine motor centers. And the house center is what I like. It's got the stove and the refrigerator and the food and the menus and all the different things that they can play with and interact. They have clothes and costumes that they can put on and interact. And it's a way for them to explore lots of different things. We find a lot of strengths in students early on, like who likes the arts, who likes music, those kinds of things, and then we can build up on those strengths to learn other things. But all of the academics is built within that center time. So they're actually playing and learning all in one.
Well, I know there's a lot of grandparents in our community, and being a grandparent, I can totally relate to that. So would this be available to them as well, so they could use the Early Learning Center? Would that be something that a grandparent, if you're raising the children?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have a lot of grandparents that are raising children in our building right now, and it's a good bridge, I think, for those grandparents to have the availability of using the preschool to help them prepare their grandchild for kindergarten.
Now, are they, is it strictly full-time, or are they able to go like 3 days a week or 2 days a week? What different options can they kind of work with?
Well, our preference is 5 days a week for you to get the biggest bang for your buck.
Sure.
Especially that it's only 3 hours a day.
Okay.
So that's very valuable time. I take it very personally. That's very valuable time for us. And when we think about the amount of minutes and the transitioning and things, we've got about 90 strong minutes of instruction time for children. So we want to capitalize on that as much as possible. But we do understand that it is preschool and students may not always be there every day, but that is our goal, is that they attend every day.
Okay. Well,
They do have the option of an AM session or a PM session, and sometimes we try to work with parent schedules to ensure what is best for the child.
well, and that's usually what it comes down to. I mean, it's got to be what's best for the child and the parents as well, because they have to feel good about dropping them off, because you know how hard it is sometimes when they're little to let go that first time. But I know from being there, I feel like they're in very capable hands, and I know the wonderful educational pieces that they're getting while they're there, and also that camaraderie. They're making their first friends, that aren't a family member, a cousin, or sister or brother. And I noticed a lot of sisters and brothers there together too, if they're around the same age. But one of the things I wanted to ask you about is, I know working for the foundation that donations and funding is critical to this program. So I know one of the things we have talked about in the past is how people can help, how they can do that. If my children are already long gone beyond that stage, then how can I help out with the Early Learning Center and the young people coming up through Nelson County?
Well, basically, this next year, we are asking the foundation if you would support us with some scholarship programs.
Okay.
And how we plan on using those scholarships is for families that maybe their children are able to attend preschool, which there's not a cost to that if they qualify for preschool, but they would like to have the wraparound childcare. And there is a cost. We cannot provide childcare free of charge, unfortunately, so it is $50 a week. So for the families that cannot afford that $50 a week, that we know that their child would benefit from that extra instruction, and that would support the family as well, we would like some support of offering scholarships to those families, and that's how the foundation could really help us in supporting some scholarships to those families at $50 a week for the school year.
Well, I don't think they could do much better than that anywhere, I'm sure, especially for the time involved and what it would bring to the table with what they'd be learning while they're there. And I know some of the young children that I saw there, they're happy. They're happy to be there.
They're very happy to be there.
And I think that's one of the biggest things, because when those moms drive up and drop them off, it's tough. 3 and 4 is, they're really starting to branch out and become independent. But the life skills that they're learning, through your Early Learning Center, I just feel very proud to have this be a part of it, and I know the foundation is very proud to partner with you as well.
Yes, and I just want to say on the safety side, I know safety is a big issue right now for most school systems, and preschool safety is, a concern. I know they're 3 and they're 4, and you're dropping off your baby, but it is, we have all safety precautions at the Early Learning Center, just like we do all of our other schools. It is a locked-in system. Visitors have to buzz in, check in through the office. Anybody that is visiting has to wear a visitor pass. There's 2 adults in the classroom. So we have a lot of procedures in place. They follow the same safety guidelines that all of our schools follow, and procedures. So we practice drills regularly so the 3 and 4-year-olds know how to respond if there's a drill or a safety concern of any way. So we are prepared for that. Hopefully nothing will ever happen, but we are training and prepared, and the staff is well trained to handle those situations. So it is a safe environment. The same is true for the buses. All preschool buses have a monitor on them. So there's 2 adults to provide that safety on the bus as well. So I really feel that it is the best environment for 3 and 4-year-olds, and it prepares them so much for kindergarten socially.
Great. Well, let's talk again about your spring registration, because that's going to be here before we know it. April 27th is a Friday, and it's going to be from 8 a.m. in the morning until 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And like Ms. Holly said, if you do need to make a special appointment outside those hours, if you work 8 to 5, it's kind of tough to get in between the hours, but it would be well worth your time to go through this facility. It's something that I feel very proud of, living in Nelson County, and really appreciate you coming today and tell us about it. Is there anything else that you can think of? Maybe a phone number and an address again?
Well, if I could just say, if your child has not yet turned 3 by April 27th, don't worry, we're going to have another open registration on July 27th from 8 to 4. So any children that are going to turn 3 after April 27th, but before July 27th, you can come in on July 27th. And we do enroll every day. Today, I enrolled 5 new students
Oh
today.
my gosh.
So every day we enroll, depends on whenever your child turns 3 years old. And then they're screened within the first 30 days of enrollment. Our phone number is 502-350-3914, and we're at 1200 Cardinal Drive, across from Busick Lumber, behind West Banco.
So come on out and join us on April 27th. It's going to be a fun day, and we would love to have your preschooler at Nelson County Learning Center for next year.
Great. This is Dorothy White with the Nelson County Schools Foundation, and we appreciate your time today, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.